Don't look at me like that.
I won't look. I won't even.
The light fell. Are you sick and tired of Christmas crafts seeming silly or wasteful? I got a fix for that. I have officially compiled 9 different ornaments. Is it ornaments or ornaments? I have compiled 9 different ornaments that I am going to attempt to make. I just want fun, crafty Christmas times. Also, if you have not met me yet, hello. My name is Austyn, and I've been a crafter for 6 years. And yeah, I don't know, I never really found my like niche within the Christmas crafts. And I think this is the year that I try ornaments and see if that's what I want to be doing with my life. Plus, there's nothing more fun than just homemade ornaments that you can just be like, I made this myself, and it comes out super cute. So we're gonna attempt to do that today. However, we are splitting this series up. So we're gonna do 1 a day so that way I'm not super overwhelmed. And then we're gonna be splitting it up into a 3-part series here on YouTube. We are calling it Cozy Christmas, and I'm very excited about it. I have some criteria that these crafts need to fulfill, and if it fulfills a specific criteria, it gets a point, and we will be ranking all of the ornaments according to the scale of criteria that I have made. The first one is it easy to make? I want something that is just enjoyable and I don't need to struggle through it, so I want it to be easy. The next one is how enjoyable it is. Was it something that not just easy, but was it actually fun to make the craft? Third one is it kid-friendly? Because let's be real, it's Christmas. There's a lot of kids who are wanting to craft, and there's a lot of parents out there who are wanting to craft with their kids. So is it kid-friendly is something to consider. I, however, don't have kids, so I'm just throwing it out there for you guys. And then the last one is, did it turn out good or shit? So that's my criteria. Let's get going on the first craft. This room looks a little bit silly right now because this over here, this blanket is my dog crate, and this blanket is soundproofing. So I'm in a nice little tunnel, and it is so that this video does not sound like crap. Okay, I don't have a lot of time before my camera runs out of battery, so we're gonna try to crank through this. The first craft that I'm gonna be making tonight is this little guy that I found on Pinterest. And I don't know, I just saw it and I said, that screams simple but fun. So let's see how simple and how fun it actually is. So first things first, you need some cardboard, you need some twine, you need some scissors, a pen, and a glue gun. All right, so first up, we're gonna draw a cute little star, just like we're in kindergarten. It's gonna be really, really good. This is the best star I think I've ever drawn. Wow, that really excelled. But you know what? It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, it's never been more beautiful. Then we're gonna cut it out. Okay, so for this next step, you take some twine, cut off a little piece, like I'd say like that much. That's so descriptive. And then to do a little bit of glue, just right on here. I'm just gonna put some hot glue over the top of it. And then you let that dry. I know that this is ugly as crap, but we're gonna do a thing called trusting the process. So next up, you put a little dollop of glue right in the center, and then you just press this bad boy down. And I'm gonna burn my fingers, but I was gonna say it was gonna be worth it, but it was not. Okay, so now that that's all done and dried, you just start wrapping, and we're just trying to keep it tight so that way it continues to look neat. Also, I should probably be doing it from this side because this will be the actual front. That might be wise. So I'm just trying to cover as much surface area of the middle of the star as possible. And then I am quite literally just gonna wrap up one of the little guys. Okay, now we're just gonna do a couple more strands to cover up the final pieces of cardboard. Okay guys, are you ready? Look at her! Okay, actually that's so cute though. Even though the star is all misshapen and this guy's so stubby, it's so cute. I kind of am in love, not gonna lie. I did add a little bit of hot glue into the corners just so that way the twine will stay down, but that's the only thing I did extra. Let's go put it on the tree. All right, as a little wrap up for day one, let's go over our criteria one more time. The first rating is how easy the craft was. And gotta say, it's a craft that was a little bit more engineered towards kids, and I struggled because I have very poor motor skills at this moment, but that's okay. I think overall, it didn't take very much time. It was pretty easy to do, I'd say. So, get 1 point. Next up is how enjoyable it was to make. And yeah, I'd say it was enjoyable. So, another point. The third one is it kid-friendly? I'm gonna give it a half point on this one because with hot glue, you always want to like watch kids and make sure that they're doing it okay. I definitely burned myself because I was trying to apply pressure and the glue gun was hot, obviously. So, half point there. And then lastly, did it turn out good? I'm gonna say it turned out absolutely perfect, no notes. So, that is another point. So 3.5 points for our first craft. I'd say this is a pretty good craft. If you want to make this craft, I will link a tutorial down in the description. In fact, all of these crafts are going to have tutorials linked, or wherever I found them from will be linked. And I will see you tomorrow with another craft. Hello guys, and welcome to day 2. We've had a set change because frankly it was a little bit cramped upstairs. But this downstairs is an absolute mess. So if you see my dirty dishes, no you don't. But let's actually get started on the next craft. So today's craft is a little bit silly, I gotta say. We bought some like super cheap ornaments from Walmart and some cute napkins from TJ Maxx. And we are essentially going to Mod Podge the napkins onto the ornaments because these are cute but also kind of basic and boring. But this would be a one-of-a-kind ornament. So, yeah, let's get going. I did get a chair to sit down so that way my face would be closer to the counter so that hopefully we can get slightly better angles than we did for the last craft. Anyways, let's go ahead and start with a napkin. I am just gonna rip it up into pieces. I was gonna do this on a paper plate, but I don't have a paper plate. I got this little cardboard box instead. I think the vibes are to put some Mod Podge just on the little guy. And then take a piece of napkin, slap that bad boy on so that way it kind of sticks. And then get some more Mod Podge and like paper mache that bad boy down. Has anybody else seen Wicked? I feel like everybody's seen Wicked, so that feels like a bit of a silly question. But I have No One Mourns the Wicked stuck in my head right now. And it's a vibe, not gonna lie. So yeah, that's kind of what that's gonna look like. Kind of obsessed actually, that's so cute, wait. So this crafting idea came from my mom because when I called her up and said, hey mom, I wanna make a bunch of different ornaments. What are things that you've enjoyed doing in the past? This was one thing that she recommended. She was so right, this is really fun. I actually just love Mod Podge though. I think it's just really relaxing to get to like glue things. Also, I will say with Mod Podge, just accept the fact that you're gonna get covered in glue. It is a part of life when it comes to Mod Podge. Kind of a slate though. We failed at planning ahead, and by we I mean I failed at planning at going ahead. And that is to say that this is still wet and it needs to like hang to dry so that way none of the sides get messed up, but it's not hanging on anything. So I did get some twine that I was planning on looping through. I'm gonna see if I can manage to loop that through without screwing up my beautiful creation. Here's our twine. It is a mess, and we're gonna just let it be. All right. This is gonna be so good. Okay. We'll feed that through. Did I screw it up by touching it? A little bit, but that's okay. And then we're just gonna tie, oh my God, my hands are so gluey. We're just gonna tie this into like a cute little bow so that way it looks special. I just wanted to do a quick pass through, make sure that everything's like properly glued down. And then I'm gonna hang this to dry and then show you guys what it looks like. Okay guys, let's go over our final ratings. First off, here she is, and honestly, kind of a 10 out of a 10. I think that's so cute. First off, how easy was the craft? The answer was it was very easy. Took me like 5 minutes per ornament, which is my kind of craft because it's very low stress, so it was very easy. Full point for that. Next up is how enjoyable the craft is. I will say for me, it was very enjoyable. So it gets a full point from me. But if you have issues with like slimy or like getting covered in glue, you may not like it very much. Because Davey made one and did not love it because they don't like the feeling of glue on them. So be forewarned that that is a thing. Next up is it kid friendly? I would say yes, with the expectation of it's going to be a little messy because I mean, it's glue and it's getting all over your fingers. Kids are gonna make a mess. So I would definitely have like a plate or a cardboard box or something for them to do it with so that way the mess is a little bit contained. But I'd give it a full point. Last is, did it turn out good or not? And I think, I'll leave that up to you, but I think it turned out great. So I'm gonna give it a full point, but let me know what you think down in the comments. And I will see you tomorrow for our last ornament of the video. This next craft also comes from my mom, and it literally is so cute. I think she got it off Pinterest, but I'm gonna credit my mom because I don't know who else to credit. But it does start with baking some oranges. You basically just cut it into super thin slices, and then you sprinkle some cinnamon on it, throw it in the oven on, according to the internet, 170 degrees Fahrenheit for like 4 to 6 hours. Long time. So we are gonna start that this morning, and then I will see you guys in a couple of hours when the oranges are actually ready to become part of the craft.
This one makes your house smell awesome.
Oh, it smells so good. So now that we have this all on a baking tin, we're gonna do some cinnamon, but we're gonna spice it up. Get it, spice. With a little bit of ground cloves as well to add a little bit of extra something. And then this goes in the oven for 4 to 6 hours. I'll see you in a couple hours. We officially have some cooked oranges. Let me show you up close what they look like. They're so cute. Look at this. It's just so cute. Now that that's done, let's actually get into what our third craft is. We are gonna make, with some oven baked clay, a little like name tag for my family. And then we're gonna decorate it with an orange and some ribbon, and we are going to stamp my family name onto it. So that's kind of the plan. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I think it's gonna end up as a rectangle, so maybe we should roll it into like a little pipe and just flatten this. You really can't see what I'm doing. All right, it's getting a little bit neater. And I mean, I want this to look homemade, so I don't mind if it's like the imperfections at all. But I do want it to be fairly even in depth so that way it cooks evenly. And then I'm using my finger to kind of go along the line and make it as even as possible. So now that we have a pretty even rectangle, I mean, it still looks homemade, but that's kind of how we want it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little mark, probably about there. And what this is we're gonna cut at about a 45-degree angle out to the corner. Cut out a little triangle. And now we have our little tag, which is just adorable. And to finish it off, we're gonna, since this is where the actual like string's gonna go, we're gonna drill a little hole. Okay, so here is where we are at. And now let's go into the stamps and get my last name. We're gonna start in the center and literally just, and then let's do an R, and then a K. This is so crooked, I love it. An L. It looks so derpy, I love it. Look at this, I love it. Okay, we're keeping it. Okay, and then we're gonna bake this in the oven for about 15 minutes, and then I will see you on the other side of that. Hello guys, the sun has officially gone down, but we are gonna still finish this craft. The rest of it's super easy, so let's just get right into it. First off, we got some twine, we got some nice ribbon, and we got our little guy. And then lastly, we need an orange, and I guess a toothpick, but that's it. So we're gonna take the toothpick and poke a little hole. Be kind of careful because it's so dry, it's gonna be pretty brittle. We do need a bigger hole than that. So we're kind of slowly making the hole a little bit bigger, taking off little piece by piece without damaging the orange too much. About a hole this big. Then you're gonna take the twine, so you're gonna put it through the hole. And then you're gonna go through the tag. And then you just pick it up and tie it into a little bow. So it looks like this so far. And then we're gonna take the ribbon and we're gonna just feed that through the twine and also tie a bow. Okay. And then from here, I lied, there's another tool we're using, scissors. When I cut ribbon, I kind of fold it in half like that long ways. And then I just cut it at a little angle. So that way it has like that little effect. There we go. So it creates a little like cute little guy. Let's go hang it on the tree.
We're now down to the final ratings for this video. Number 1, how easy was it to make? I'd say it was fairly easy. I struggled a little bit turning it into like the perfect rectangle, but I wanted a bit of a homemade look, so I think I achieved that, and I think it turned out really cute. So full point for me. Second one is how enjoyable it was to make. It was super enjoyable to make because I love clay. It's kind of like adult Play-Doh, so full point for me. Number 3, is it kid-friendly? I would say yes. I would say it's very kid-friendly because, I mean, besides baking the oranges, which took 70 years, everything else is super easy to do. It's just working with clay. Kids can do it and it would be fine. Just make sure they don't eat it because it is definitely not edible. So full point for me. And then lastly, did it turn out well? I think it turned out well. It turned out exactly how I was envisioning it. But why don't you let me know what you think down in the comments? Do you think any of these ornaments turned out well, or did they turn out kind of crappy? Let me know. Overall, some general things. These crafts have been pretty easy and super fun to make, and it's been a nice break from just the chaos of life to be able to spend a couple minutes making a cute little ornament that I can now get to keep forever. So I've been really, really enjoying this series. I think the main lesson from what I've learned making this video is that nothing is going to be perfect, and it's okay for it to be imperfect, and that actually is kind of what makes it special. I am going to be doing a total tally of which ornaments rated the highest at the end of this series. So I will see you guys for part 2 next week. See ya.